I need to know the Visual Basic pros and cons.
It is widely used.
So is C, but that does not make it easy to learn or worth the effort to use, unless I want to create operating systems.
It is not quite as easy to learn how to use as HTML5 and JavaScript, since you have to get a copy of VB to use it.
That's like having to get a Python IDE to program in it.
Visual Basic or VB have been around for a long time, so it has a large volume of freely source code.
So do Perl and PHP.
It lets you create programs for Windows.
Whether that is a pro or a con depends on how much you hate Windows.
It is harder to hack or decompile than C or C++ apps. A lot of IT security holes are traced to incorrect usage of C.
I would not consider that a reason to use VB.
It runs almost as fast as C and faster than most instances of VB.NET. It tolerates lazy coding.
So that explains Windows bloat.
Visual Basic is losing ground as the .NET framework expands, so you see much more VB.NET in place of Visual Basic.
I know .NET is becoming common. That's what C# is, C on a .NET framework.
Microsoft is pushing the .NET framework as one way to reduce the bloat, in theory reducing the amount of code redundancy when adding functionality.
As much as Windows can function.
We love to hate on Microsoft because it seems to be everywhere. Using Visual Basic is going to require the .NET framework soon, if not now, if you're going to work with Microsoft.
Visual Basic is to Microsoft like Objective-C is to the iOS, the default.
They replaced Objective-C with Swift in 2014 as the standard for the iOS.
I gathered that, which is why I bet VB.NET is replacing Visual Basic. One of the cons of learning straight VB is obsolescence, unless I want to make a killing converting stuff to VB.NET.
I know there are still 10% or so of Windows users on Windows XP, but they are not going to pay for Visual Basic programs. They'll do anything else, through a web app on a browser.
How similar are VB and VB.NET?
VB and VB.NET both have extensive documentation, but VB.NET is different enough from VB that it is not like learning Python and then studying up on two different frameworks over the weekend and saying you know it.
So its biggest cons are being used on the computers of those being left behind by Windows 8 and 10 and VB.NET.